everyone, welcome to my channel. So Meghan has announced that she's expanding her brand and it's going to now include hospitality and home offerings. This is according to an interview that she did with Inc. And this was also reported in People magazine, which is where I got this report from. Inc. is behind a paywall. And also, we see that Megan still is posting about her friends displaying their gift box with her as ever products. And I am so impressed to see her wide range of friends. And even in that interview with Ing, she talked about being friends with Bumble founder Whitney Wolf Heard, which that is completely new. We have no idea, at least I don't have any idea of the reach of Megan's friendships. We see that one of the people that posted is a lady her name is Emma Grady, and she is in England. And of course, we know that she's friends with Kara Washington. Kara Washington is posted, and Mindy Kaling. So all these people that are posting that have gotten gifts from Megan, from her brand, it has all come together and she sent them these gifts. So the idea that I see sometimes floated about, or it's always alluded to, by the UK press and most of the press that are leaning in that direction, acting as if Meghan's popularity or Meghan's reach is only because of her association with the UK royals. Where we have seen, it has been proven over and over again that Meghan was friends with many of these people prior to her being with Harry. And if it was that the title could somehow make her successful and impressive, then how would you explain what is presently going on with the UK royals and the scandals that seems to always engulf them over there that is not matched by any earned success? So although Meghan is married to a prince and was given a royal title by the Queen, she was already an impressive person. She was already making a life. So those titles that the royalists are always trying to threaten to take away and wave it like some dangling carrot, it's just another thing that just adds a layer to an already impressive person. So remove that, Meghan will still be there. The Meghan that inspires people to wear what she's wearing, to create what she's creating, to buy what she's selling. And talking about creating what she's creating, there's an influencer that has made her Chantilly Lily and has said what she thought about it. And I'm going to attach it to this podcast along with the other videos that I have on Sentebale that is reported on by Sky News, iTV GBNews. The reporting is basically straightforward, so it just catches up on many of the things that we have been talking about. GB News in particular, it has a timeline on the Charity Commission report. And I thought that was good to add in there. Cameron, the reporter on there, had to throw in a dig about gone are the times when never complain, never explain. We know that is a myth that the UK royals try to put out there because we know they have the royal rota. We know they have a invisible contract with the media. So that's a myth. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like my content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please stay around and watch those upcoming videos. And talk to you soon. Bye.
I made Meghan Markle's new Chantilly Lily recipe because I know we're all wondering what it is and if it's any good. Now, I have high expectations for any recipe that has 5 stars on the New York Times cooking website. Oh, I just checked and it's down to 4 stars, but I still have high hopes. First step is to create this simple vanilla pudding on the stove. All you need is some milk, egg yolks, and create a cornstarch slurry to thicken it up. Add a little bit of butter, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Stir it together, and I let it reach room temperature before I press a sheet of parchment paper on the surface and put it in the fridge to rest. Slice up some strawberries and sprinkle them with a pinch of sugar, lemon zest, and lemon juice. Let that sit for 30 minutes until the strawberries get nice and juicy. Then we make a homemade whipped cream, and we have all the ingredients needed for our chantilly lilies. I'll describe this as pretty much a fancy banana pudding parfait. You layer the vanilla pudding, bananas, and strawberries in these individual cups, and then you top it with strawberries, the homemade whipped cream, and then crushed cookie crumbs. I use shortbread cookies instead of vanilla wafers, and I highly recommend. These are super easy to make and require no baking. You can easily make a bunch of them at once and serve them at a cute little party. So how many stars would I give it? This is a 5-star recipe for me. It's easy, delicious, and I do think most people would love it.
This is really good. It's good.
Are you gonna make this?
Bitter battle between Prince Harry and the chair of his Sentebale charity is escalating. Here's the latest. The falling out with Dr. Sophie Chanduaka is so bad, it's ended up here in the hands of the charity regulator, the Charity Commission. And now from Prince Harry himself, a strongly worded statement. It says, what has transpired over the last week has been heartbreaking to witness, especially when such blatant lies hurt those who have invested decades in this shared goal. The Charity Commission has opened a regulatory compliance case into Sentebale. It will look at evidence from both sides. Prince Harry stepped down from the charity last week after relations collapsed between the chair, Dr. Sophie Chanduaka, and the board. In an interview on Sky News, Dr. Chanduaka accused Prince Harry of misogyny and bullying.
If the world didn't want to believe that there's such a thing as bullying, this unleashing of the Sussex machine on me and the 540 employees at Sentebale who received this and have had to defend it.
A source close to former trustees said this was completely baseless. The Charity Commission will examine Dr. Chanduaka's decision to spend nearly £500,000 on consultants' fees. Sky News has been shown this document from a source close to former trustees detailing the sums paid. Sophie Chanduaka says the money was correctly spent. Staff here at the Charity Commission have a massive job on their hands. They won't adjudicate or mediate, but they will examine whether charity law has been properly followed. After all the accusations and the allegations, there is one thing both parties agree on, and that's that the inquiry here is needed to uncover the truth about what's been going on.
Sussex says it's been heartbreaking to witness the bitter row of the Sentebale charity he co-founded but quit as patron last week. Prince Harry also said blatant lies had hurt many who'd helped the charity, which supports children in southern Africa who've been affected by AIDS and HIV. It came in response to the Charity Commission here opening a case. And I've got editor Chris Schiff has joined us in the studio. Chris, this has been an ugly row that just continues. So what exactly will the Charity Commission be looking at?
Yeah, you're right, ugly, and it's got, even more unpleasant if that's possible over the last week. So just a reminder for viewers, if they don't remember, Prince Harry walked away from Sentebale, the charity he created 20 years ago in memory of his mother to help children in southern Africa. Why did he walk away? Not just him, but the Prince Seeiso, who he co-founded it with, all the board of trustees. It's because they said the working relationship they had with the current chair, they said, was just not workable. They couldn't work with her anymore. Now, that current chair is Dr. Sophie Chanduaka. We've got some pictures here of her and when Prince Harry was with her earlier in the year. Now, she launched quite a visceral attack on Prince Harry at the weekend, telling him that he was guilty of harassment and bullying at scale. We've got a statement from Prince Harry today. As you say, on the day the Charity Commission said, we are launching an investigation. Now, as well as saying it's been all a load of blatant lies, he said, We fully expect it will unveil the truth that collectively forced us to resign. We remain hopeful this will allow for the charity to be put in the right hands immediately for the sake of the communities we serve. Now, look, Charlene, I mentioned about how important this was to Prince Harry. He has been involved for such a long time with Sentebale. There's some pictures of him from the very early days there when he spent a lot of time in Lesotho in southern Africa. It's now for the Charity Commission to decide who is right and who is wrong, because at the end of the day, Charlene, both sides in this row cannot be right.
Indeed. Chris, thanks very much.
We have some more breaking news on that Prince Harry bullying row, apparently. So joining us now is GB News world correspondent Cameron Walker. Tell us.
Well, the Duke of Sussex has given us a statement, a very strongly worded statement, I hasten to add. It says, from the inception of Sentebale nearly 20 years ago, Prince Seeiso and I had a clear goal to support the children and young people in southern Africa in memory of our mothers. What has transpired over the last week has been heartbreaking to witness, especially when such blatant lies hurts those who have invested decades in this shared goal. I suspect there he is referring to the chair's interview over the weekend, or two interviews with British media, where he was accused of misogyny and bullying, etc. He goes on to say, no one suffers more than the beneficiaries of Sentebale itself. On behalf of the former trustees and patrons, we share in the relief that the Charity Commission confirms they will be conducting a robust inquiry. We fully expect it will unveil the truth that collectively forced us to resign. We remain hopeful that this will allow for the charity to be put in the right hands immediately for the sake of the communities we serve. So I think two things to say there. It's very much he said, she said when it comes to this boardroom battle row. And the Charity Commission, perhaps I think Prince Harry is saying, you need to give us the exact truth, and that's the truth that we should have. And again, it appears he's subtly asking for the chair to step down while this investigation goes ahead. But from the chair's statement we had, 20 minutes or so, it seems that Sophie Chanduaka will not budge.
Blimey. Well, what a meeting of minds. Cameron, what happens then with regard to the timeline here? We've had statements from all the sides. Do we have any indication when this investigation might conclude?
From experience with similar Charity Commission investigation, it's not going to be quick. I reckon at least a couple of months before we get those findings, because they're going to have to go through all the evidence. They're going to have to speak to Prince Harry, other trustees, and of course the chair themselves and anybody else involved, and then obviously analyse, assess the evidence that they've got, and then come up with a conclusion. So it's not going to be basically a long road, and we'll have to wait and see.
Goodness me, how many statements and counter-statements can we expect coming down the line? I imagine quite a few, Cameron.
And complete opposites as well. It's very tit for tat. Long gone are the days of never complain, never explain.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.